Can we talk about the ending for a minute?
I was wondering. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say.
So,
because it's quite an ending.
Well,
to say the least.
I got to the ending and I was a little confused as to how. Maybe this is just me. He was in the black hole. The black hole collapses on him, and then he ends up.
I thought the black hole just spit him out.
I had that was my confusion. All of a sudden, he's outside Saturn. It's like, oh, we just happened to stumble upon you. And then that whole sequence happens, and he's like, you got to go to Anne Hathaway because she's in a time shift, and you got to get there. And apparently, she's only been there for a few hours, and you got to. Because she can't be alone.
There are already buildings.
I know. That's. I was like, so she's been there for a while, I guess, and. He's like, but you gotta go to her. He's like, okay. But someone was like, I think he died. It's like, what? It's like I think he went into the black hole and he died. And this is just his dying moments. They said it was that Matt Damon monologue about that last thing you're gonna see right before you die. It's your family. He goes,
well, why wasn't his son there?
I don't know. This is just one theory, Mo. But that he is like, this is...
Because his son was a dick?
Maybe. Maybe he knew. But he was like... But they're like, I think he's dead. They're like, I think once he hits that black hole, that is the vision he sees. That is what he sees before he dies. And him flying off to space is his crossing over. Like, into the next realm or whatever, heaven, however you'd like to look at it. What do you guys think? Because I don't agree with it.
I don't either. He went into the black hole. He did some time travel stuff. He got spat out by the black hole. Someone picked him up around Saturn. Why? I don't know how he got back to there. Maybe did he go through? Did the black hole spit him out and he drifted into the wormhole and it sent him back?
I see a little bit of confusion there.
I thought, and then
maybe it's we don't know how a black hole works, so it just time traveled him there. I don't really know.
Maybe it was the future people who did it.
Yeah, those others.
The future people from the fifth dimension.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Those were interesting decisions, and I'm not sure that I have it wrapped around my head entirely, which is why I'm going to see it again.
The second time.
Which is why I'm anticipating the Blu-ray release, so that I can listen to the extra material and how they came to these decisions.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a good commentary track.
Does he do commentary, Nolan?
That's a good question. I
don't think he does. I feel like that's been one of the complaints. He's never been on the commentary tracks.
Yeah.
Is his brother? Because he wrote the screenplay.
He might, but Nolan is like, I don't want to explain myself. The work is there. Figure it out.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
He's not British at all.
Well, they certainly took liberties with the science, obviously, because known science, right? Nobody escapes a black hole, so for him to escape a black hole, it's preposterous.
Yeah.
But the black hole escaped him.
Still, it's a movie, right?
You suspended a little bit, but I was going to say, do you guys think that that's accurate? Do you think he's actually dead? Is that all a vision, like the altering time and growing old, getting to see his children one last time before flying off to see Anne Hathaway, because he kind of might have feelings for her, maybe.
I read an article about that scene, and they were saying that, of course, in the script universe, that Gargantua was so large that it exceeds our current knowledge of science, that it sucked him in and spit him out. That's what the movie is taking liberties with, and that's how it works. And who knows? It might actually work in reality if we can actually explore black holes in the future, and that could be the case.
Figure out how to deal with the ones our size right now.
So, Kip Thorne and whoever the scientists were there, they're just toying with hypothetical ideas.
Right.
What if Gargantua is if you look at the diagrams, Gargantua is the size a third of our universe. Not our universe, but the Milky Way. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's goddamn huge.
Yeah.
And the rings around Gargantua, that's the power of the sun, and that's what gives light to the planets that are surrounding Gargantua. And that was really interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of heady subject material, and I'm a baker, not a scientist.
Well, I like these sci-fi.
Yeah, no.
Damn, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a scientist.
In terms of like what happened at the end, and did he really see his family again? This brings me back to the whole notorious / infamous debate about the spinning top. Which and I've always maintained that that it's not a dream at the end. That he gets back to his family because for one thing, I'm a huge nerd, and yes, I think the top did wobble. But for another thing, I always thought that like I think that when you think about like what kinds of stories these are, like I think you know they're stories about people who transcend whatever's holding them back. Like you look at Christopher Nolan's early films, you look at Following, Memento, Insomnia, even The Prestige to a certain extent. Like those movies had like really bleak conclusions. Like characters like kind of they get thwarted, they deceive themselves, they fail in whatever they were trying to do. And then now getting into this blockbuster realm with Batman, with Inception, with Interstellar, like it's a more like hopeful take on some of those same themes.
Sure.
I think.
I definitely think money has made him a little more hopeful. I'm not saying that, but I think it definitely speaks to a person when you see the top. Some people are gonna, oh, he's still dreaming, but me, I'm a very optimistic person in my life. Like I think the top wobbled, and I think it's just kind of glass half full, glass half empty.
Yeah.
I think that's really what these kind of speak on. I think some people are gonna watch and go, oh, it's all a dream. He's dead. So dead. And I'm like, but there's me, I'm like, I don't think he's dead at all. I think it's a great ending.
But going back to Interstellar, are we debating whether McConaughey was dreaming?
Was dying, or was he alive? I think.
Oh, he was alive.
I think he was
Absolutely.
alive.
Yeah.
Well, if you think of relativity, he's obviously 124 years old.
Obviously. Clearly looks it today. No,
Oh my God.
It's just a funny sentence to hear someone say he's clearly 124 years old with such seriousness. Amigo, you're right, he is.
If you think of it in terms of relativity, it's perfectly fine.
No, it's the sentence that makes me laugh. Mo?
No?
Dead? Alive?
Oh, yeah, alive.
Oh, okay, good.
Definitely.
And I get what you're saying about the whole hopefulness thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a blockbuster.
Yeah.
There is some people out there spending like $300 million on this. They want a return on their investment, so they gotta give what the people want, right? An emotionally satisfying ending. So, if this was done in the way of Memento, a lot of people would hate it.
Yes. Now that was a depressing ending. It's so nice that like definitely like in a way I think this is the most conventional movie he's done. Like
Probably.
It feels kind of like classic cinema. But at the same time, like it doesn't feel compromised. Like it doesn't pander. Like if anything, it's really challenging to get through it. Which I kind of like that it was a bit of work to like burrow through the ideas and the emotions.